Hey there, hope you're doing good. I'm going to do a quick video today. I'm going to do a 12 by 24 canvas that is got push pins in the bottom, and I'm going to put a white base coat on and do a quick pour, and I'd love for you to follow along with me. Everything is going to be added 1-to-1 ratio with Oatrol Easy Flow. This is a latex or water-based paint conditioner. Same thing as Floetrol in the United States. Oatrol is a European company, and they graciously give me free product to demo, and it's only available on oatrolusa.com or through Amazon, but I actually love it better than Floetrol, I have to admit. And the colors that I have pre-mixed off to the side here, and let me zoom out just a little bit. I have a navy that I mixed on my own, Artist Loft Brilliant Blue, turquoise, let's see, this would be emerald green with some white added to it, Liquitex Basics, bright aqua green, phthalo cyanine green, light blue violet, and I might use a bit of dioxazine purple, which is Deco Art, or Purple Rain, which is also Deco Art. And then I also have in this container or cup, I've got Simply Acrylic by Dollar Rowney. This is from Walmart, but it's artist grade paint. So they call this purple, but it's really kind of a violet-y red. I've got a little bit of Artist Loft Neon Pink left in a cup, and I may just use that up. So it's going to be a combination of these colors, which I do love. So I'm going to take this 12 by 24 canvas. I'll swipe with the green, the deeper green, because I have the most of it. This is like a really dark navy. I'm not even going to put any base color on my canvas because I've got plenty of paint. So I'm just going to kind of just trickle it on. And we'll see what lovely creation we can come up with. So I need 2 sheets of paper towels to swipe with. And they need to be 2 widths of paper towel so that it covers all the canvas. So I go ahead and I already, get that ready and laid out so that I'll have that ready to roll. And then pour my green here. This is phthalocyanine green, so it's kind of a blue-green. It's very vivid. And I'll throw in a little bit of white just trickled in here and there too, just to brighten up some spots. All right, let's see what happens. I have no idea. And I'm going to let that paper towel fall down the edge of the canvas there. And it took the paint off at the edge of the canvas here, so I'll have to go back and add the paint, but I like it. So I'm just going to go back and add some green here. So you got to be a green lover to like this one, right? And then I'm going to take a piece of paper towel and just very lightly swipe this, very lightly, to kind of get it to come over the rest of the color so that there's not a definite line of where the green starts. So with OGX, which is what I've got mixed into these colors, I put a drop of OGX in each cup of color. Those cells kind of pretty much pop out right away. And so you can't expect with the heating it to really change it much at all, because the OGX already works its magic. This color is also pretty transparent, so it does show down to the white of the canvas pretty easily. So you kind of have to build up that green in those areas. So I'm kind of wondering, because I love the blue more than I do the green, and I'm not super feeling the green here. So I'm wondering if I put this brilliant blue I've got my paper towel rolled up so I can use the other end. And I'm just lightly dragging, so it's not even like totally taking all the color. It's just part of it. Because I don't want it to be so heavy it lifts all that paint off the canvas. I already like that better because of the blue being added. So I'm going to let some of the heaviness of that paint flow back down to the bottom of the canvas. And then for my areas that are kind of light with paint, you just pick that paint up from the table and use it. Use it to your advantage so you don't waste paint. Swiping is probably the easiest way to lose your paint or waste it. Okay, so it's kind of upside down to me in a way. So I want to, actually I'm going to bring it back this way. I was seeing if it would stretch the cells one way or the other, but that kind of has a flower garden kind of feel to me. The only area I'm not really digging is right here where the color gets like super dark with that navy color. So I can even take a few of the colors with the green and the blue in it and go back over it. Kind of swipe with my palette knife and see if I can get rid of some of that. You don't want to add in too much from the table if it's already intermingled with other colors, because then it's going to muddy up. You need vivid, bright color. Like here I'll put some green and turquoise maybe. There's a big white dollop. So it kind of looks like a flower garden. This would be a good one to let it dry and then add stuff. And I could even add stuff right now. You know how I am. I'm always tempted to keep playing with something. But the reason I do ones like this is so that maybe I can add artwork or flowers or whatever to give it more of a, you know, fairy garden feel to it. But I'm going to let this dry the way it is, so I'm going to leave it as is. So here it is. The bigger cells are at the bottom and they're a little bit more green, so it lends itself to leaves. So that's kind of a good thing. I'm going to hold it in the middle by the stretcher bar and just finish dabbing in my colors that are missing where it's gotten light. And my other problem is I have to find a place to put it because I'm in my house. I haven't moved to the studio yet and I have limited space. Right now my countertops are full with paintings. Okay, so I've done several paintings today and I thought I would do one more. I have not done that many dips, but I do like to try them. So I'm going to put all my colors that I have available that I've been using today and put them on one canvas and then dip the other. So let me just go ahead and I'm going to do it kind of in dots, I think. And I also have paint on the table. And I'm going to use that just to add some here and there. Why not use every bit of your paint that you can, right? And yeah, I squeeze my cup. Try to get every drop that I can. And I can also use some of the paint too, just to kind of go around the edges to make sure that it's covered. You can also go back. If your paint is kind of thinned out and it doesn't look that great, you can also go back and just paint the edges black, and it'll look like it's almost in a black frame. So that's just an idea. If your edges are not covered, don't worry about it. That's not anything to be concerned over, because you can always paint the edges of your canvas. But I'm doing both of them the same way because, you know, more than often times they're going to be a set sometimes. So you might sell them as a set. You never know. So I've got greens and blues, periwinkle. This is a lighter emerald green. So I like to have some contrast as much as possible. If you get colors too close in value, like, you know, dark colors or light colors, if they're too close, then when you dip them or smash them together, they're gonna just blend. So you need the contrast. This is a kind of a pale green turquoise color. This does have OGX in it, so it is going to make some sales. This is a beautiful, it's called Purple by Dollar Rounding, but it's really a reddish violet color, almost like a purple magenta color is almost what I would call it. I try to kind of space it out as evenly as I can. There's a little bit of neon pink, which will make a great little pop of color. And there's not much left. I'm just going to kind of put it in the periwinkle color areas just to kind of give it a little pop here and there. So let me see. I can also add, I'll just put some of this dioxazine purple, which has been sitting here, so the tip is, there we go. I'm not going to put a lot because this is like really dark. I never have any idea how these are going to turn out. I've done multiple ones and I don't like the way they look. I've only had a few that I considered kind of successful. So I'm just kind of adding them sporadically. And I'm going to do a little bit of white. I'm not going to put the navy because it's almost like black. Okay, so here we go. Turn this over, put it down, so I'm going to press on the canvas in the center so that you're squeezing those colors together. You want to see paint squishing out on the sides. Okay, and then I'm going to pull, kind of slide and pull apart. So not too shabby. Not too bad at all. So I've got my little heat torch. I have OGX in all these colors pretty much, except for the dioxazine purple is silicone. But some cool cells are happening, so I kind of really like this. You can always put a little splash of something in an area if you think it needs a little help. You know, if some paint is missing off the canvas, whatever the case may be. If it needs a little help, you can help it along. This Phthalo-cyanine green is a little bit on the transparent side, or either I mixed it too thin, which could be the case too. So I'm just going back and adding in areas that are kind of thin, where the canvas is kind of peeking through. So there's like one little area here that's kind of muddy looking. So I'll just see if I can drop some color right there. Let me find. So if you see any muddy areas, you can kind of go in and add a little bit. Just drag it so it has that kind of squished look. So these are kind of cool as is, or you could also paint something on top of them like you would artwork. That's always an option with any pour that you do. You can use it as a background or leave it simply the way you poured it. I'm seeing a little bit of canvas showing through, so I'm just adding some paint back. So when you see your canvas peeking through, you've either mixed your paint too thin, or it's just the silicone or OGX rearing its ugly head sometimes. You can even drop little cute little puddles of paint in these little low spots, and it just adds some character to your painting. So you kind of just keep an eye on it as it's settling and add your colors back in where you need to. So you can't really tell which one was the first one and which one was the one you put on top, really. You don't know, because they look similar enough. They're not mirror images because of the cell action. They're not going to be exact mirror images. So now if you didn't have if you didn't have silicone or OGX in your colors, it would look like a mirror image, and you could have that effect of the mirror image. But with this having OGX in it, there's just no way, because the cells are going to do their thing. They're going to make their magic regardless. So you can even take paint colors and squeeze them into your little craters. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. You're not limited to do one technique a certain way. I think that's where people kind of get scared, is they're afraid they're not going to do the technique right. Well, the whole part about art is just making it your own. I didn't even use this color. This is like a vivid violet or something like that. I'm just squeezing the color in. Alright, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, check out all the links below the video where it says show more, or on your mobile device it's a down arrow, and there's a Facebook group link to come join my Facebook group and connect with me there. You have my website information. You can go follow me on Instagram. There is PayPal if you'd like to make a donation, Patreon. So many ways to connect with me. Please do it. I would love to connect with you, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Have a great day.